back to Jenny's Kitchen. Look at this beauty. This is such a huge pumpkin. We got them for Halloween. Look at this beautiful, it's so heavy. I can't pick it up. Look how big this pumpkin is. And when I saw it at the store, I said, I have to have two. We just love to do so many things with pumpkin. All Halloween, all Thanksgiving, all month of November. For me, I just go crazy with pumpkin. I love it on everything like I was saying. I love it on coffee, I love it on desserts, I love it on flan. And oh my gosh, did you guys see my flan dessert? That is so good. And I think I was the only one that thought that it was just not gonna go together. And when I saw other people other chefs were posting recipes with flan and pumpkin, I said, oh my gosh, I'm not the only crazy one that goes crazy for pumpkin. But everybody's been asking me, how do I puree my pumpkin? So I start from scratch. I like it. I don't know why, I just prefer the fresh pumpkin versus the can. And don't get me wrong, I've used the can before, but that's only if I don't have any of my homemade puree. So stay tuned so you can see how I make that. It's so simple that you guys are gonna start doing this. All right, so go ahead and get this big knife and we're just gonna tilt it over and we're gonna make a cut here so we can start cutting the top. All right, so I know I need muscles for this. I need my husband, but he's at work, so I'm just gonna do it myself. And it's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna get it done. All right, let's see. All right, so I just kind of went around, and it's not a perfect circle, but let's see. It's heavy. It's like super heavy. All right, let's see if I cut this out. Oh my gosh, look, I did. Wow. And look at these beautiful big pumpkin seeds. And don't throw them away because I'm also gonna show you how to make them, how to make a quick snack with these pepitas. The little pumpkin seeds are so good. Look at this beautiful calabaza. It is so pretty. So you just start digging in there, and I guess I'm gonna have to take my rings off before I start digging and put my hair in there. But look, it looks like cobwebs. So pretty. And look at all these seeds. There's a lot, and I'm in love with this big pumpkin. This is my very first time that I buy this huge pumpkin. And again, it was for Halloween, but I normally buy the smaller ones. But I don't know, this one caught my attention. So let's clean it all up before we cut it up. You also have to take all of this out. So I have my pumpkin all cleaned up. This is the amount of seeds I got, and that's a lot. And I just love the size of the seeds. This is all the little, I don't even, pelitos, whatever that's called, of the pumpkin. So now before we cut this up, let's prepare our pot. Look at this big pot that I'm gonna be using. This is my mom's old Reno-ware that she handed down to me. And this is, by the way, this Reno-ware has been with my mom for 40 years and she passed it down to me, so I was very lucky. All of our sisters got one. And I'm gonna be using this, this is what I use for my tamales, which is a vaporera. And I'm gonna be adding, as you see, 4 cups of water. And this is the very first time that I'm doing this amount of pumpkin. I always do it individually. I use the smaller pumpkins, but this time I'm just gonna make this big one. What I'm doing, I'm just following the lines as you see, just because there's already a line and it's easier to cut, you see? And then we just crack it open. Look how beautiful. Look at this pretty pumpkin view. So what I do to just help myself scrape this off, and I'm doing it gently just because this thing is moving and I need both my hands, and I just scrape it just like that, just to make sure I clean all of, I don't want this. See, I throw it all away. All right guys, look at this. I'm almost done, and this is how it's supposed to look like. Let's see if you guys can see a really close up, and that's how it's supposed to look. These are all the pieces I already have. They don't have to be perfect as long as you just clean the majority. Like this. Now I can pick it up. I can do exercise with these. So the spoon really does help me. You just put your thumb like this and you just scrape your life away. You start getting all this stuff and just dump it. I mean, I really don't have any use for that. I don't know, does anybody have? Does anybody know? I know that there's people that don't like nothing to go to waste. But in this case, I really don't see the need of this. I just don't like the texture in my mouth. But if somebody has any ideas of where to use it or how, let me know. I would love to know. So this is the size that I'm gonna leave just because I wanna make sure I'm able to organize them really well inside my big pot. So this is pretty much the size that I want. All right, so I already started organizing my pumpkin, and as you can see, I put my the skin facing down, and you just try to make them fit as much as you can, and then you just start going from there. So you just start organizing them, and since it's gonna be a lot of pumpkin, as you can see, I'm just gonna use foil paper to cover this, and then because it's gonna reduce, so it will reduce a little, but it's going to reduce. And look, I still have a lot to work with. And this, I'm just gonna do it the old way my mom used to do it. She cooks it with piloncillo. She cooks it with some canela, and then we just eat it with con un vaso de leche, with a glass of milk. All right, so now that I have this pretty much the way I want it to be. Ooh, this one came out. Okay. All right, just like that. I'm just gonna cover this with my foil paper. And then once it starts reducing, so I'll secure it really well. Just right, I just need my other hand. And then I'm gonna put a lid and I'm gonna let it cook for 40 minutes. And then I'm gonna come and check how it's doing. And let's not forget to just put the big lid on top just to make sure that you get that extra heat secured. There we go. All right, so 30 minutes has passed, and as you can see, it's already getting soft, but it needs more water. So I'm just gonna add another cup of water so it can just continue steaming. If you can see, that's the amount of water, because I don't like to overfill it with water because then the bottom parts get soggy. As you can see, the pumpkin has dramatically reduced, you can see, and it's already cooled off. So once, the total time that I cook this is a whole hour. And again, it's a very low heat because you want to make sure that you don't burn your pumpkin. This is how you know your pumpkin is done. You just insert it, and look how easy it just goes in. I tested it earlier here and here, and it's ready. All right, so now you just transfer them on a plate, and be careful because they're so soft that they can easily dissolve. So now we're just gonna take them to the blender. All right, guys, so now that our pumpkin is completely cooled off, I'm just gonna use my spoon, putting my finger in the back so I can give it that support, and I'm just gonna scoop it out. Look how pretty and how fast that is. So I'm gonna try to see if I can put this right in front. So you just get a corner and you try to get as close as the skin, and you just scoop it out just like that. And I'm doing it gently so you guys can see, but actually this is really fast to do. So I'm gonna hurry up, spoon these out, and you do not need to add any water whatsoever to your pumpkin when you're making puree because it's already soft. And remember, it was cooked in water, so it had that vapor already, so you really don't need it. For this puree, I'm not gonna be adding anything, not even sugar, nothing, because I just want it to be a simple 100% pumpkin puree. And you can use it for your pumpkin pies, for your pumpkin flan, for pumpkin cheesecake, for beer, if you guys know how to do beer. Now, I mean, you guys can do infinite things with pumpkin puree. And this is why I go crazy for pumpkin, because I can pretty much add it to anything. This is how you want your cáscara to look. The skin, that's how clean you want it to look. All right, so now that I've washed my hands, don't put any water whatsoever. Look, there's no liquid because you do not want to add any water. You just want just pumpkin in there. All right, so now we're gonna turn this on. And you want to start off slowly and then just kind of play with it. I mean, it could even be for baby food. I remember I used to give it to my kids. And then that way you can control the preservatives or the sugar, whatever's put in it. And just kind of help it because, again, you do not want to add any water. There you go. And there you go. That's pretty much it. Look how pretty that is already. That's the consistency that you want. You don't want it too runny either, because remember, this is puree, and you want to just have it 100% pumpkin, so you can use it for any recipe. And again, you can control the amount of sugar, you can control the amount of cinnamon or the spices that you're going to be adding to your dessert, because I mean, it's just puree. So awesome. All right, let's transfer it into our jar. I have my mason jar, and I'm probably going to be needing 6 of this, but I already have full of salsas. I kid you not, there is salsa de aceite, there is a salsa de habanero, the salsa de tomate. But I love my mason jars. So since I already have too much going on with the pumpkin, because that was a massive pumpkin, if you guys didn't notice. And so saqué calabazas hasta para vender. Anyways, let's transfer the pumpkin into the mason jar. And I'm gonna have to freeze some because it's just too much. All right, so let's get started. This is gonna be just a little thick, and so hopefully I don't make a mess trying to do this in this angle. But look how pretty. Look at that beautiful consistency. I love the natural smell of it too. And the pumpkin is already naturally sweet, so you really don't, if you're like me, you don't like a lot of sugar on your desserts or your drinks, this is perfect. Just a little sugar goes a long way for the people that don't like sugary stuff. There we go. And that's it. Look at this beautiful pumpkin puree. Now you can store this in the refrigerator, and it's gonna last you for, I want to say, a week. It just depends how fast you're gonna use it or for what dessert, the amount that you need. But for me, this is perfect for like pumpkin bread or pumpkin cake, which I'm gonna do next. And then the rest you can freeze. And then in the freezer, of course, you can just freeze it for a couple months. Just make sure you use it fast too, so it won't lose that flavor. All right, the second batch is done, and look at that beautiful consistency. Oh my gosh. I honestly love making puree because, I don't know, especially for Thanksgiving, your house smells really good. Like, you don't need any candles because you just give it that natural cinnamon pumpkin-y aroma. I get too excited. It's a Ziploc bag because we're gonna freeze the pumpkin. I mean, I'm not gonna finish this pumpkin in a week because it was a massive pumpkin. So I'm just gonna write the date that I froze it, and I'm gonna write pumpkin puree, and then today's date, which is the 6th, and there we go. Just like that, pumpkin puree. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You see? So I'm gonna need another batch of my a blender. And again, I have a lot of pumpkin, so I'm gonna freeze this whole bag, and I'll All right, guys, so I'm back. I'm done filling up my big old freezer Ziploc bag, and that was all the pumpkin that fit in here. And I actually just got 2 of the mason jars. These are the 4 cups, actually 3 cups. And this one here, you see the difference? This one I actually did add brown sugar, and I add the pumpkin pie spice because this is gonna be ready for a flan dessert. And if you guys haven't seen my flan dessert, go check it out at this link. If you want to learn how to make this puree with the seasoning, it's a quick TikTok. Check it out at this other link. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video because it's super easy. You can make it from scratch and there is no excuses because it will taste better. And once you start making all these recipes from scratch, you're gonna say, wow, that's it? That's all it took? So again, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Any questions, any comments, please don't forget to mention below. And don't forget to give me that subscribe and that like. Bye.